We are streaming. We are live.
There you go.
Go ahead, Evan.
Okay.
Hey, what up, though? Welcome to Mezzo Forte Sportz. Bar talk for super fans. How's everyone doing today? Coming to you live from San Antonio, Texas, to your ears. Providing some sports time for your free time. What up, this is your host, Danny BMD. How's everyone doing? And how did your team do this week? Today, we're going to start off with Mr. Seabass. How's it going, bro?
Going good, man. Going very good. Been hanging out, working hard, and pretty much waiting to talk about sports. Here we are.
And Mr. Cracky V, of course, Mr. Producer. How are you doing, bro?
Doing great. Great to have another drink with you guys and talk some smack on sports.
Nice. Nice. All right, guys. Well, just want to welcome everyone to, again, Mezzo Forte Sportz tonight. So this is our Thursday edition. We are going to go ahead and start doing it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So definitely looking forward to that with you guys. Today, just want to we're going to kind of go over a couple things. We are going to go ahead talk about the NFL draft, do a couple mock drafts. So we're not actually going to do a mock draft today, but we are doing the announcement of the mock draft next week. Next week during the mock draft, we are actually going to do a raffle at the end of the mock draft, believe it or not. We're actually going to promote that during the whole week of what we're going to raffle and everything like that. What we're going to work with, a couple partners and stuff like that. So definitely keep an eye out for that, guys. It's going to be pretty interesting.
Can I win the raffle?
What is that? No, Seabass, no. No, fortunately, we cannot win the raffle. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe. No, you can't. I'll give him a little prize or something. Give him a little sticker. And also, we are going to talk a little bit of the 17th game. Now, this is pretty interesting. This year, the NFL is going to host a 17th game, so that's definitely going to be something very interesting to talk about, what the consequences are, and of that moving forward with the league. We are going to move a little bit into about trade and free agency, talk about the NBA. So obviously, there's been a couple big signings that they've been playing. We just haven't kept up with them or talked about them a little bit. So obviously that's going to be a pretty big topic. Just going to be an overall very hypothetical now that we kind of see some of the signings with their teams. Obviously it's going to be pretty exciting. So in this case, just want to give a shout out to Austin FC and all the La Copita Texas teams. So it's actually been a pretty good audience. I've actually been watching the games and everything like that. So I definitely want to, probably give a shout out every, so often, not just to them, but just our local sports. Obviously the Spurs, we'll have our own segment next week about that. And I don't know. I'm pretty excited about our community just restarting to embrace here in Texas. All sports. Besides football. In this case, we'll move forward right into our NBA. So obviously, Seabass over here. I've known you for what? More than half of my life.
Just about.
Seriously, like, how they say, like, oh, people are bandwagoners and anything like that. Seabass, no. Sebastian is the most ultimate fan I've ever known. Why? Why, Danny? Why? Because he is a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. He has been forever since I've ever known him. Who was the first quarterback you remember, Seabass?
Mark Brunell.
So, who was the first shirt that you got? First jersey. First Jaguars jersey you got? Who was the first Jaguars jersey you got?
Two at the same time, Fred Taylor and Jimmy Smith.
Oh, Fred Taylor's what's up, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Fame, it's a shame he's not the same, but whatever.
Yeah, so I know, obviously, this is going to be a very exciting year for you guys. I kind of want to just get a little touch of that just from a super fan, point of view. In this case, you're a true super fan, about, obviously the Jaguars. Just kind of want to give a perspective on the Jaguars fan point of view. Hard things. How's the team? How do you feel? The coach, everything. A lot of major changes. Talk to me, Seabass.
All right. I mean, if anything, I am always an optimist, but also I try to be a realist. So I'm not gonna forget that we just finished 1-15, and that we have the number one pick in the draft, pretty much for the reason that we're the worst team in the NFL, even worse than the Jets.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at, but or at least that's where we're at. Maybe 2-3 months ago. Since then, we added about 11 free agents. Two of them I'm very excited about on the defensive line, which is Roy Roberts Harris and Malcolm Brown. Both of them are going to help our run D, which is honestly our biggest weakness on defense. So now that we're going to be a little bit stronger against the run, it's kind of up to the NFL draft to fill in maybe our secondary, get a little bit stronger, maybe get some more weapons. But we did get some receivers. We added some free agents, and now we're looking at the draft where everyone and their mothers is assuming we're taking Trevor Lawrence. I am very much hoping for that because I do believe he's the best quarterback in the draft, and he might give us the best chance at shooting for the playoffs every year, which is something that the Jaguars fans know is very, very hard since we've been in the playoffs maybe twice in the last 20 years,
Hey, and that
like
was
2007, 2017.
and that was a good run though.
That's about
Like,
it.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, yeah, it was Bortles or whatever, right? But I mean, that was a run. And you had, I mean, Brady beat you. I mean, it's Brady. You
In
can't
the
really
fourth
do.
quarter, we were up by 10, man.
Dude,
But
I
with 10 minutes,
remember, I remember. I was like, dude, this is a play. That's it. Like, this is it. Like, this literally defines like history. Like, does Brady go in, or the Jaguars go in the Super Bowl? Threw it. Oh, dude, I saw the corner just touch it. Like nothing. Basketball. Oh, failure,
yeah, it was
failure.
horrible.
But I mean,
But
now,
I'm not gonna lie. At least we went out in that fashion and not
yeah,
get smoked like every other team
and
every year, you know.
and that year,
But
that
yeah,
year
it
you
was
had a good
heartbreaking.
line. That year you had a very good line. It was a very good. It was a scary good line, honestly.
It was a scary good line, and the secondary also stepped up because we got AJ Bouye and Jalen Ramsey playing pretty much at their best. Well, I mean, Jalen Ramsey has probably progressed a bit, but they were playing a really, really good 1-2 in the NFL style. So yeah, that defense was scary. That honestly got us there, not Blake Bortles and our running game.
Now, okay, and now, moving forward, right? You have the number one pick. Obviously, you get Trevor Lawrence. What else? Who else? Where
That's
do you
where
go
we're
from
also in
here?
a very good position
Okay. How
because
many?
after that number one pick, we have another three picks in the top 40, 50 some, because we have the number 25th overall pick in the first round. So that's our second first round pick. And then our second round pick is the first overall. So we go at 25, they go all the way to 32, we pick again, and then the third round is 32 players to get away. So pretty much in the top 100, we're taking four players. We believe, or everyone is mocking in the mock drafts, because nowadays at in this time of the year, there's nothing but mock drafts out there as far as NFL news. Everyone's saying that we're taking secondary, well, safety specifically, a lineman in the D, pretty much in the edge, and or a linebacker. So a lot of Jaguars fans, including myself, are hoping maybe Michael Parsons slips for some reason. Maybe there's a lot of ends, a lot of O linemen to go, including all the quarterbacks, obviously, and we can get them at 25, kind of bolster that linebacking core. So we have Schobert, we have Miles Jack, and then we go ahead and shove them in there. That would be a pretty good linebacking core with our backups having a lot of gameplay from last year. So they do have some experience. So we'd be pretty much comfortable with it. And then assuming that we take my linebacker, 7 picks later, we go again, and that's where we take our safety. Or vice versa, if he's gone, a lot of people saying we take Trevor Moore, strong safety, tall. I think he's like 6'2", 200 pounds, pretty fast, very physical. He plays very aggressive, but he's also used a lot in single high safety back in college. So he can also be moved around. You can kind of shade, you can kind of fake a lot of coverages with him. He would fit very, very well in there, especially with Josh Johnson, who's playing really well. And our secondary, because our cornerbacks, CJ Henderson, our first round pick last year, played pretty good. Definitely went under the radar. 1-15 team. Not a lot of good things you can say about defensive players there, but really good year. More than likely, we're taking another cornerback in the second or third round, that or a receiver. But it looks like we're going to get some value out of our players. Maybe one or two, maybe three starters from our draft. And pretty much we have 11 picks total. So we'll be able to fill our tight ends. We'll be able to fill linebacking core depth. We can also get another receiver or obviously more guards because that's been our weakness for a while. So pretty much all we need to do is fill it in, make sure some of our core players develop from last year, make sure obviously we protect Trevor Lawrence. And if all of this pans out and we have a more regular off season than not like last year when everything was virtual, maybe they actually have the OTAs, the training camp, they let them have maybe more physical contact obviously than last year. And I don't know, maybe we'll get on a roll. So pretty much we're looking very hopeful because of the amount of free agents we got as far as stacking. And then the amount of picks we're getting, including obviously the most important part, which is the quarterback. But it's all about putting it together. It's all about Urban Meyer actually fitting in and being able to get the respect of all these players and not be seen as a college coach. You know how a lot of players, a lot of media are looking at him like, can he do it? Is he ready?
The whole Nick Saban thing or whatever. And I mean,
yeah,
Pete Carroll came back, no?
Yeah, he already won a Super Bowl and he's had a lot of success. And a lot of people think Urban Meyer, as a coach or as a player's coach, might be on that pretty much on par with Pete Carroll or more legendary in college. But we will see how it goes. We're about to find out. We're literally 4 months away from kickoff, and it's going to be nothing but waiting, reading news about. Hopefully, no one gets hurt. Obviously, that's very important in every season for every team. It could definitely crush you, or if you don't get any injuries, and you actually, since we're talking about it, Danny, the 2017 run that we had, we only had one player. We only have one player that went to IR. That was a starter, and that was one of our lineup. And so we were incredibly lucky with health.
And honestly,
that's probably one of the reasons we made it.
And honestly, like football is like very, it's a contact sport. It's very driven by injuries. It just is,
It's part of the game.
Yeah, it just is, and it's just where obviously you're always gonna get hurt in every sport, right? But a little bit more in football. But just like everyone just plays hurt, But it's not easy to play hurt playing football than like playing hurt with any other sport like that. Just because there's a constant contact, regardless of really the position that you play, obviously more than others, but it's crazy, and honestly that the injury bug is super important, bro. Like if you don't get it, dude, like it truly is good. You truly like benefit out of it. Like I think football a little bit more than any or many other sports and stuff, but I think football a little bit more. You see it at least a bigger drastic impact to it. But just kind of
you have to think about it. It's a team sport with 11 starters, so you need to have chemistry. You need to have talent at every spot. One guy going down is gonna hurt. 2, 3, 4, 5 guys going down. How can teams overcome it? A lot of teams can't.
Yeah, so and in this case, just kind of moving forward and talking a little bit more about the draft. So I know we talked about the 49ers. They are number 3. And then our own coach Tosco actually talked about us. He said Mac Jones, number 3, 49ers. I mean, we all kind of, going back and forth. We're like, what? Whatever. How's this possible?
To his point, he was saying what Adam Schefter reported, which was exactly that. But yeah, go for it.
Yeah, no, yeah, and yeah. So his point, right? But we were all. I mean, I don't know, not all of us, but I can see it. But in this case, that they're drafting Mac Jones, right? Um, and then I kind of show them a video where like they're like, this is the same thing and the as a Trubisky thing, where the Bears, traded up to get Trubisky, and well, we all know how that ended or didn't even start, I guess. Um, and in this case, oh,
Correct.
sorry guys. And in this case, so we all know how that ended, right? One of the things that I really I don't know. I just kind of paid attention really to kind of how Callahan runs his offense. A lot of play action, a lot of just really control and managing the clock. They like to run the ball, things like that. And we're talking about Mac Jones. Like, why not? Like, I was saying my personally like point of view was where in this case, he won't, wouldn't be able to. I mean, he learned from Saban, bro. Like, if you played for Saban, like I'm pretty sure you learn a couple things here and there. You know what I mean? Instead of like wherever, I don't even know where Trubisky's like from. But in this case, it's you know, yeah, you know what I mean? So it's just one of those things where it's just like I don't know. I can see it. Maybe they just want to be conservative. It, it, I think Mac Jones is a throwback to the old school, kind of like the whole you know we're talking about that. The mobile quarterback against the not mobile quarterback, right? So I think he's
Yeah.
a throwback against to the not so mobile quarterback, but the I can like kind of scan the offense and make the right throw type of thing. Not to put him out there, but like kind of I like Peyton Manning. I like that type of stuff, like the pocket people. Um, I don't think the league is like kind of running, obviously going to that uh through that route. You have obviously Patty Mahomes and doing parallel throws like this guy or whatever, right? Just on the run. Um, but I don't know. I think that it just fits. If it's sometimes like we were just talking about it. It's 52 or 11 people on the field. What is it? 52 man roster, right? 53. I don't know why I always say 52, 53 man roster. So it's a lot of people, right? If you can get maybe the right pieces, huh?
I was saying 52 cards in the deck. Maybe that's all.
Yeah, maybe. But, in this case, as long as you get the right pieces, like, why not? Like, what the 49ers went to what? Um, they went to the conference finals, right?
Oh, we went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They lost.
And I'm just, I don't know, Jimmy, dude. The thing about football, we just talked about it, injuries. You know, if you're
Exactly.
if you're not available, like like what can I do? I
A lot
can't
of
use
coaches have said
you.
this. The best ability is availability, and in the NFL, that is absolutely correct.
Yeah, and I'm sure at some point the coaches are like, that's it, done. So I
These
think
cases,
I can see why myself why they would specifically they would draft Mac Jones and let's do it. I think just the fields is a little bit better, but I don't know, man. It might just surprise everyone, smoke screen, whatever. But I highly doubt it, because it's Coach Tosco, and I trust him more than Shefty. Oh dang! But no, honestly, like I just if they're gonna do it, sometimes dude, you just kind of love a person and they just fit. What do you think, Seabass?
um, well, I did see that video you were talking about initially with, I think that was Coward, with the comparison of Trubisky. And he made a lot of comparisons with what he expected his career was going to be, but also kind of comparing what they did in college as far as having just one season where they shined and not maybe being as mobile at all, kind of like you were pointing out.
Mitchell Trubisky.
And no, Mac Jones. No, right now I'm talking about Mac Jones.
There you
But
go.
that was the comparison he was making in the beginning. But pretty much before this and before the Adam Schefter report, we're talking about a week or so. All we've heard of Mac Jones it was a good year. He had maybe a high ceiling, but he wasn't one of the top prospects. He was probably maybe top 5. But everyone put him pretty much right underneath Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, even Trey Lance. Out of nowhere, now he's going number 3, and maybe even the best quarterback, as they're saying. To me, I don't know. I want to trust Adam Schefter. I do think he's more correct, more than Coward. But I do think it's kind of out of left field. Just the Niners really want him that bad. There wasn't a lot of real talk. Why aren't the Jets taking him? Why aren't the
Yeah,
Jaguars talking about him?
yeah.
Hey, come on. So I think maybe on this one, I will go with Coward and say that, yeah, he might not go at 3, and he might not even be the 3rd or 4th quarterback taken. But we'll see. I do think that he is not a lock to go to the Niners. Even though I do think, obviously, the Niners are taking a quarterback, trading up. That's kind of obvious. So I think they're going more with Justin Fields, or depends what the Jets do.
No. And so um for our mock draft, yeah, we'll talk about our we're gonna do a first round. It's gonna be fun. I don't know, mock draft's gonna be fun. Yeah, I mean the first pick is gonna be I'm gonna give it to you, ceremonially,
With the first pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, Jaguars select a kicker, Aaron. Trevor Lawrence,
The kicker, oh imagine.
quarterback. Next Hall of Fame quarterback, Aaron. Thank you, Goodell. Appreciate it.
Is it Janikowski's brother? I mean, whatever, he can score a lot. He can score from the 10-yard line. Imagine like 90 yard field
His
goals.
scores in NFL history are kickers.
All right, guys. So so just kind of going into the second topic in the football, just the 17th game. It's pretty interesting. Actually, I know Superfan Art kind of mentioned it like pre-show. So the 17th game. Obviously, there's been a 16 game season from the NFL since for a while. It's usually what, like 4 preseason games or something like that. Usually, yeah. So
4, now it's reduced to 3.
now it's gonna be
Preseason games, the 4th one's the
yes. So now it's gonna be 3 preseason games, and then just 17 instead of 16 games. So in this case, my question is, who wins? The fans, the NFL, obviously in the NFL, right? Because they get more money. The players, how harder is it to get to the playoffs? Because there's another team, like there's another 2 teams that they added last year. So I mean, it's just gonna be a lot of football. I mean, which is awesome, but for the fans, but for the players, and in this case, again, Superfan Art did bring it up pre-show. What about records? That get shattered. I mean, it's not 16 games anymore. It's 17.
It's fair to the current, the regular 16 games.
Yeah, so maybe I do.
Where's it fair to the current
Yeah, maybe I'm almost about to be.
Pacers that are like a year.
Yeah, maybe I'm like 90, 80, 120 yards away from like the rushing, record, and I have one more game, like, or whatever. I mean, not that matters and stuff like that, but you know what I mean, like. I don't know, the history of the game and
It's gonna
stuff
be
like
an
that.
asterisk on something with one extra game.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess that's my question to you, Seabass. Just like, who wins in this really? Besides, I think the fans. But that's just a question for you to answer. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I have to agree. The fans obviously win because we have to be honest. For the last couple of decades, we all know the preseason games are not worth much. there's always been kind of a trend that you see if you actually follow the teams and the lineups. In the first game, it's all the starters play maybe a couple drives, maybe the first quarter, and then the rest of the game is all the backups. It's the rest of the guys that are in the bubble between the 53 starters and the 90 guys they have there. And then week 2, maybe the starters play the whole first quarter, maybe the first quarter and some change, and then they'll pull them out and let them all play. And then there's going to be some cuts right there. I think they bring it down to 75. And then that third game is usually the one that people call kind of like a dress rehearsal. It's the game where most of the starters play most of the game, at least the first half, maybe a couple drives into the second half, just to get them used to halftime, to making adjustments, to coming back out to the field and getting that kind of experience as a unit. But then after that, it's all the backups. And then the fourth game, it's literally just the very last guys that they want to figure out if they're going to keep or not. Usually the guys playing are the guys that are not going to be on any rosters after that week or so. That they're going to be probably on a practice squad or on their couches on Sundays. So we know that as fans, there's not much to watch. You're watching a lot of backups. You're not watching your favorite players, and you're not watching the highest quality. So reducing a game and only having 3 of those, adding 1 extra regular season game where you know they're fighting it out, all their starters are playing, this is where they're earning those game checks, which make up their huge salaries. You know that as fans, we want to see that. Plus, it gives us 1 extra game to enjoy, because we all know as soon as football season comes here, everyone just gets happier. And the moment it goes away, it's a little sadder out there. Even if you like basketball, baseball, whatever, if you're a football fan, you always miss it. So the fans win. The NFL is obviously going to get more money. Every stadium is going to win. But also employees are going to win. Also, anyone that works in those stadiums, anyone that works in AV or in the concessions, janitorial staff.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's good.
All those people are going to get 1 extra week, 1 extra paycheck. That's more income to how many thousands of people that you need to make these games happen.
And the cities that get money from hotels and restaurants, post and
tourism,
pregame.
It's literally good, I think, all around, except for the actual players that are putting their bodies on the line every single week. Kind of like you mentioned, the players that have been wanting to be the best and be known as the player that broke this record, and either might have some asterisks. It depends on didn't how many seasons or how fast they got to it, or the averages. It's going to be off. It's going to be a new, pretty much, era going forward. But also, they're going to have to dedicate more time to be ready quicker, which is going to change their offseason plans. So as far as if you're a player, you're obviously going to be opposed to it. The NFLPA fought it for a reason. It looks like they weren't able to win this battle. So we're going to have that 17th game, which is also going to throw around, obviously, bye weeks and make more changes to the game, which for us is going to be just one more addition or one more adaptation we have to make, because we know that the rules have been changing almost every year. Like 1 year rule, whether it's onside kicks, whatever it might be, there's a little bit of changes in the NFL every year. This is going to be a great change for us, I think. But sorry to the players. Good thing for them is that they will get 1 extra game check, so they'll be getting some more money.
Well, one thing to add, I heard when it was announced, there were some players who obviously were critical of this new edition of the game. They were wanting a revote. Some wanted to actually change their votes now, but I mean, it's pretty much already set in stone now. That's pretty much what we're going to expect for.
I think the NFL will allow that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all I have to say.
No, yeah, and I mean, I think that it's just, I don't know, one of those things where, I think we're kind of mixing the line between making money and the integrity of the game type of thing.
Player safety, of course.
Like player safety, it's just, I don't know. I mean, the NFL is already, the NFL is not one of those games where you can be like, no, we'll just take it easy in this game. Like, no, like you're gonna get hit, like it's gonna hurt. Like it's just one of those things. And just having a 17th game, again, I don't know. I guess we'll have to kind of wait and see how it turns out to be. But personally, I just kind of hope that like we're kind of all talking how the about the players. But you know, you got to think about that way as well. I mean, 17th games means that there's more viewing. You know that there's more money, and the players can get more money. You know, think about the cap and everything. How you know thinking monetarily in that sense.
That's that's
Yeah,
one of the main reasons, by the way, that the owners fought for it because it's going to allow for a lot of contracts to be shifting around a little bit of money with that extra game.
yeah.
So
See,
it gives them more wiggle.
Okay, I think the general consensus we're all having is there's more pros than cons. But then again, we're not the guys playing the game, so
yeah,
we're a little
but
biased.
yeah, I mean, like I said, and more than anything, just saying like what the really the consequences of that is, like, and the who wins out of this situation. So I think we all win. This is some people kind of win more than others. um,
There was one last thought I have.
yeah,
Sorry, Danny, don't mean to be up, but one last thought I have. I think this might be the boldest, most obvious move that the NFL has made that has shown that they're full of shit regarding player safety. Because they've been
dang,
changing the onside kick, they've been changing helmets, they've been changing
yeah.
the rules, the defensive pass interference, all these things that they're saying is for player safety, and
There's
now they
just
just added a whole nother game. We're talking about 32 teams, 16 more games of brutality happening. How is that going with player safety? So I think this might be the most obvious. Yeah, right. You just are a business, which we all know they're a business, but they kind of cover a lot of their moves and explain a lot of their decisions with player safety, and then they come around and do this as soon as they see how much more money could be made. So just pointing that out.
dang, wow. That's I mean, I know that and it's been a big issue, kind of back and forth where I always thought of sports as kind of like just gladiator games, not necessarily that crazy, right? But just a modern version of them, where I always thought just sports in general are really just, I mean, just not taking it that back, right? It's not like war, but kind of like war games. You're gonna like really that's what it is. But instead of us like obviously killing each other or hurting each other, whatever, we beat each other in points and stuff like that. But we keep the same camaraderie, so like it's a team, it's a we're the same thing. I think that's what sports kind of really is about. And it's just like when after a while I can see where there's a line is blurred with money, where you do need I got to take care of my own too or whatever, but it's kind of like, yeah man, but it's we're trying to be safe, you're trying to do this, we're but are we trying to make money, or are we trying to be safe, and where's that kind of liminal line? I guess that's like the kind of hardest thing to kind of see sometimes, right? um just kind of moving along with that, and with some NBA. Just want to talk a little bit about the trade and free agency talk. I know that obviously we didn't talk about it last couple times. In this case, all really what you're trying to what we kind of talked about NBA. It's been a while, so just wanted to bring it up. The first one.
It's because we were focused on the NCAA tournament.
Yes. We were focused on the I was like, why did we talk about it? Yeah.
Basketball, but not the NBA.
Yeah. So it was like kind of like, okay. But so in this case, the first one, just like big one on the two big ones really. Andre Drummond does sign with the Lakers. And coincidentally actually gets hurt in the first game that he plays. Um what do you think about that? Obviously the Lakers are already stacked. I mean, uh, LeBron is LeBron. He is hurt, but I feel like he'll just come back. Just like because he just will. Um, in this case, AD. Uh, I think he just has to come back. Feeling at least if he's 80% of what he is or whatever, they'll be fine. That's just one of the things. And then and putting Andre Drummond, that's just unnecessary. I mean, you're already around trees. I mean, this is That's pretty crazy. And really, you don't even need points from him. You just need to get rebounds and everything. You're fine. Um, so I think
That's
that's gonna.
exactly why they brought him over.
Yeah,
That's exactly why.
yeah. I was gonna say like literally like that's all you need him. I don't know how does this like impact the West, Yves?
I mean, if anything, it does impact as far as it solidifies how hard it'll be for anyone to score against them, get in the paint, kind of push them around. I don't know how much it does to overall make them a better team or an unstoppable team. I don't think it would accomplish that. But if we're talking about who wins or who might be better off after this trade, I do think Drummond is not only a better player, but I think younger, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's like 26,
Yeah,
27.
he's like 27. That's crazy. I feel like he's been.
Yeah, and I
I
mean,
feel like he's been
he's been
playing.
around forever.
Yeah, I feel like he's been around forever. Yeah, I was like, dude,
Like
this
he
guy's
averaged
what?
like 15 or
He's not like
something.
40.
But I mean, I definitely think he'll have better time in that locker room. Feel like he'll definitely solidify, give him more rotational, keep some fresh legs out there, obviously, which is why they brought him over to, I don't know, help him win some more games, obviously. But definitely they will be the winners. Aldridge will wish you the best. Bye bye.
Yeah, and I think it's just gonna be, we'll see as the playoffs gonna get closer. They start shaping up a little bit more. And as teams start getting like their injured players and stuff like that, and then as we just see the West, because the West itself is already. I mean, you have the Nuggets, you have the Jazz. I mean, people aren't really talking about them, but they're playing good. So it's not
And the Jazz
just
have been consistent. They've been up
and
there most of the season.
yeah, I mean, they've been playing good. Like they have what two All Stars, like um what's his face? They almost won they almost won the 3-point contest. Nah, but it's great, bro.
That guy who dribbles the basketball.
But like stuff like that, where like we're not really talking about them. Even dude, honestly, the Nuggets, man. Like I honestly see the Nuggets winning a championship. Seriously, with the Joker, with Murray.
They're hitting their stride this time
Yeah,
of year.
and it's like one of those where
I
it's
excited
like
about the Nuggets before, and I'm doing it again because I agree. I do think they have a lot of potential,
yeah,
but
so
I mean, can they really beat the Lake? We'll see. Definitely.
yeah,
And
so
the Suns are dark horse too, man.
yeah, honestly, like, oh, one of the things that I was thinking about was actually the Suns themselves. Like, where like I can see them if the Lakers for whatever reason can't make or I don't know make it or whatever. I don't know, something drastic comes out of the West. I can see the Suns coming out only because of CP3. What do you think, Seabass?
uh,
So
yes, absolutely. If they're coming out and they're actually gonna win, it will be because of CP3. I kind of hope so as a long loyal fan, but like I said, I don't think I'll put my money on it. At least.
all right, and then so that's for the second one is LaMarcus Aldridge with the Nets. Now, obviously, he was, we all are all, yeah, we're all Spurs fans here. At least I am. I'm a super Spurs fan. Whatever, you know.
Yes.
Um. So we and obviously the Spurs bought out LaMarcus Aldridge's contract, so he was able to go with any team. He played with the Spurs. It just didn't work out with it was supposed to be the him and Kawhi project. It just didn't work out. Whatever. We can talk about that in a different episode because I'll have a whole segment to talk about that. But in this case, he ended up signing up with the Nets. So the rich getting richer. I mean, they have Blake Griffin already. I don't really know if that's a good or bad thing. I mean, I guess it's not a bad thing, right? But and just kind of like your thoughts on that, T-Bass. Does that make the Nets stronger, the same, or I mean, weaker?
Uh, I mean, kind of looking at Spurs games the last couple of years, it depends on what the markets they get.
True that.
I definitely think that I definitely think if he's playing good, if he's excited because of the players he has around him, obviously the record he has, the chance he has of winning another championship, and kind of brings his game not back to prime, but back to very, very serviceable, scoring a lot of points. Yeah, I think it makes him stronger. I think it makes him kind of more of a lock. But it depends who they get. If they get the Marcus that's half-assing, that's not really making his shots for whatever reason it might be, then obviously I don't know if it'll make him worse, like you say. That was kind of funny, but maybe it's not. But honestly,
Well, look at Blake
maybe they don't need
Griffin
it.
and his recent production after like so many like years of being on the decline. He's like turned out the clock, Blake Griffin.
I mean, kind
Now, I'm not
of.
saying Aldridge is gonna go back like that.
I
I
mean,
want Blake to also turn
I mean,
back.
but it's like, it's like so, I was listening to Steven name. He's like, so LaMarcus comes in not even as a fourth option. Like, damn. Seriously though, like seriously, he's not even the fourth option, bro. Like, I don't know.
That's how stacked Brooklyn is.
Like, damn. Like seriously, like they can put 100, 150 points, like
You need
easily.
insurance policies on your insurance policies.
I want to see how long that team plays together.
Dude, honestly, they could put 150 points, like literally for like 4 games straight, literally, like playoffs. Like, and they don't even have to like, even like try. I mean, I don't know. It's just crazy to me the amount of firepower that they do have.
Who would be the one team you think could beat them? Best of
The Nets,
7 series.
like in the East.
Yeah.
Ain't God, dude. The only
Well, pretty much any team, but yeah, please.
I don't know, dude. The only team would be the 76ers, but they would all have to not be hurt and like I mean, I don't care if Simmons doesn't like shoot threes or whatever, but they can't be hurt like at all. And that's like, cause I don't know, I don't even trust the Bucks anymore. Like I trust Giannis because it's Giannis or whatever, right? But I don't even trust the Bucks.
I would love for it to be the Bucks, but I won't say I trust them. In the best of 7, no, I don't.
Yeah, like I don't. I mean, even then, I don't even think like it's just too bad. The East, I don't know, dude. Maybe,
And that's gonna force you to lose a starter or two.
dude. Honestly,
Well, not really.
you know what? You know what? I'm gonna hot
Game.
look hot take tonight. Look hot take tonight. I'm gonna give a NBA Finals prediction. 4/8/2021. Nuggets. Nuggets Nets.
Nuggets.
Nuggets Nets. They go all the way to Game 7. Dang! Wouldn't that be a badass? They take them to Game 7. Wouldn't
Honestly, yes.
Wouldn't that be a badass series?
Good.
That would be a really good series. I mean, you're not gonna get your stars or whatever, right? Unfortunately, LA is gonna be sad because they don't get any stars or whatever. But I think it's gonna be. I think it would be bad, dude. Nuggets Nets.
I second that. I would actually like to see that.
Cause like, dude, the Joker
first.
You heard it here first, dude. Lakers nada. Clippers who?
Well, actually, he read an article.
Oh god, Jazz. What? Nah, Mitchie, dude. It's all about him. The Jazz will go as Mitchell will go. I mean, I know Rudy and everything, right? But it's just the way it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially in the playoffs. I don't know.
They ain't got the playoff experience.
What if, dude? Oh, it'd be dirty if like the Suns knock off like the Lakers in the first round or something like that. Boom. Just bomb threes all
Could be
day.
possible,
I was gonna say it could happen.
right? Just bomb threes all day. I don't know.
I
No.
mean,
I bet on the over on that.
All right, guys. So
Consistency.
and then also just real quick. So I know I actually did mention the Clippers. So the Rondo is actually with the Clippers. They did trade with or yeah, he's with the Clippers in instead of a Lou Williams. Um, so I don't know. I know like that the Clippers were supposed to be, the anti LeBrons, the anti Lakers. It was, I don't know. I feel like I'm a hater. First of all, I just want to mention. I just want to
it's all right,
mention.
man.
I just want to
Be
mention
hating.
that.
Hey, actually, a hater that admits it is a good hater.
I just want to admit to everyone before, I'm a hater. I just despise number 2. I just hate him, even though I have a signed shirt from him. But that's besides the point. I think that the whole, extra treatment and stuff like that, it just kind of, I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like basketball more than anything, any other sport, is a big chemistry sport. And when someone starts getting a little bit of a treatment, even though they're all millionaires, because I mean most of them are, um,
Starters in this.
it's egos and stuff like that, and obviously right, I'm not saying people should be humble or whatever, but I'm just saying like at that point it's kind of like, dude, like I don't know. I can see why that team is being that way. Because they have a good team, dude. They had a great team. They had a great team when they were in the bubble. And it's just, it was obvious it was chemistry. Like, it was obvious. Like, no one was talking. Like, they knew where they needed to be, but it wasn't like that communication in game. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm not saying Kawhi Leonard doesn't talk a lot, which he just doesn't. But it's just one of those things or whatever. So,
There was a little discrepancy about their practices, I heard.
yeah, so what do you? I don't know, super fan. Tell me about that. What do you think? Like, I don't know. What do you think the Clippers? I know, obviously, we can talk about what they need and stuff like that. But if, like, say you were the Clippers, what would you have done maybe a little differently? With acquiring Leonard and all that stuff. Just kind of your curious your ideas.
Right. Well, yeah, I was going back. I don't know if it was bubble or pre-bubble, where there was a little bit of discrepancy with some of their Clippers practices, how they were kind of favoring Paul George and Kawhi Leonard to have more, I guess, practices on their own per se. Like they would do, yeah, more freedom on their own to
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah.
break off from the rest of the group. I thought that's a little odd. As for the current situation with getting Rondo and Cousins, by the way, this is like their 5th time that pair has been together.
Oh, that's right. They did get Cousins. They did get Cousins.
Just for some reason, the universe wants them together. So we have that going on.
How to accomplish good things.
Yeah, but I wasn't very happy they got rid of Lou Williams. I mean, isn't he like 6th man of the year?
Twice. No?
Yeah. I mean, he was a good guy off the bench. I know, obviously, he could be a starter anywhere.
I think
why they get rid of him,
Atlanta.
I don't know.
I think Atlanta just like paid him more or something like that.
I think Lou Williams should have gone to the Nets also.
Oh, okay.
Why not?
Just put him on the 3rd bench. Seriously, like dang. Even the ball boy, like, man, you're like the best ball boy I've ever had. I know, man. I don't know. I'm just on the Nets. Seriously, dude. I don't know. I think it's I think they I don't know. I think they're gonna win. I think the Nets are just gonna win. I don't think there's yeah, I think the only team that can give them obviously a run for their money is the Lakers if they're all healthy and stuff. But I just think that the Nets are just gonna win. I just do.
I think the Nets currently, like, they should have been in Space Jam too, because what other team were playing against LeBron?
Seriously. Oh, dude, seriously,
They
dude.
should have been the Goon
Oh,
Squad.
all right. So the starting five for Space Jam 2. We're actually not gonna do whatever. I mean, I'll put Lillard.
The Goon Squad.
But but in
It's
this
Lillard,
case,
and
we're
Klay
gonna
Thompson and Anthony
we're gonna
Davis
we're gonna
and
put
2 WNBA players.
No, we're gonna do so in
I don't
this
see
case
that.
the Nets instead. So we put what Harden, KD, Kyrie. Oh man, those are just evil already monsters. I don't even want to put like Griffin or
Come on.
LaMarcus either.
That's a
By
trilogy
the way,
right there.
they are keeping the names for this new movie. Are they? Does anyone know?
The what?
I
They're
don't
keeping
know. They
stars.
just call them the Goon Squad. That's all I know.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know. I just I'm gonna watch it because I have to, but I'm not
It's
really
part of the
gonna.
job. Sports journalist. It's part of the job.
Yeah. So but yeah, it's just one of those.
And we all know how much Danny loves LeBron.
All right, guys. So just continuing talking NBA. Obviously we talked about the Nets and the Jazz and the Nuggets. Just really wanted to get into that. I was just kind of reading or I was just listening to a couple of people talk about again how defenses win championships. We all know that, right? Offense wins games, defense wins championships. It's just not just it's like a very universal thing. Not just like in basketball, but really just if you could really think like any sport, it really kind of helps. If you have a really good defense, but you have a
Well, not
man.
in golf, Danny.
I don't know. I don't know what the I don't know.
Bowling.
I don't know. I don't know what the defense would be. I mean, you could like blow in their ear or something.
Spelling bees.
Like,
I think any defense would be illegal.
be like, imagine you get kicked out real quick.
By the way, funny thing that we're talking about this, but you know what taught me like the strongest that defense wins over offense or defense wins championships?
What?
The 2000, I think it was 1 or 2 or 2002, the Tampa Bay Bucks and the Oakland Raiders Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
That it was like the Raiders were breaking records, the offense was on fire, and the Bucks were just really, really good on defense, but
They're mad.
whatever. Yeah. But they came out and kind of destroyed them, and it was a eye opener. I was maybe like what 12, 13 years old back then, but that is what told me, yeah, they're right about that. Defense can and does win championships.
Dude, I remember. Believe it or not, I saw that on like a 14-inch TV in Nuevo Laredo. That's crazy.
At that,
Yeah, I remember that. I literally remember that exact Super Bowl. I was like, oh, they're gonna win. They're like, que los Raiders, que los Raiders, que los Raiders, and we're like, dude, no.
that's it. Not as much.
Not Gannon, right? Gannon,
Yeah, it was Rich Gannon.
Rich Gannon.
And I think it was Work Done, or I forgot the name of the running back. Whatever. It was a good team. Like
It was a good team. Warren Moon, no?
No, not Work Done. The running back.
Yeah. Whatever, yeah.
But it was Warren Sapp. Who are you thinking about? He was at the Bucks. That was when he was like one of the best defensive tackles in the game.
Yeah.
And then he became famous on TV.
Like Chuck. But oh man, that's taking it back, bro. So
You were talking about that. I'm like, yeah.
I was like, wait.
That game came to my head real quick.
No, and yeah. So going off of that, it's true. I think that that defense, because I used to play defense, and I used to play soccer, so and in basketball I wasn't a really good player, but I can kind of be annoying and defend people and stuff. So I totally agree with that. But in this case, the Nets. I guess my question to you guys is, can they literally approve us otherwise? I mean, it feels like they will. They don't have they have an all right defense, right? And KD is not a bad defender. Harden is there, and Kyrie.
Crazy, but you can't count.
Yeah, Kyrie's the chiquito, like he's just small. I mean, not really, but you know what I mean. If you can't put him on the wing or whatever, So it's just one of those. I think that, but they won't really get a lot of defense and everything, but they can win though. Like they can score though. And I mean, how do you win the game, Seabass? How do you win the game?
You score more points than the other team.
Boom, done. But what if I stop you? No, no, no. Doesn't matter. As long as you score more than me, you win. So it's kind of
To score more than the other team, you have to stop them from scoring more than you. So it's a yin yang thing.
yeah, exactly. And of course, obviously, if you guys just don't play defense, you guys are gonna go into the 200s. I mean, that's just not really realistic or whatever, right? But just like where the professional teams, right? And at the end, the level of a competition, like everything matters, where like the levels are so minuscule that every little thing counts. And in that case, like in that where, dude, like they have KD, he can put like 35 a game. Harden could put 50, 40. That's 70 points. 2 players. And then Kyrie can put minimum 25. Yeah, and then LaMarcus, you don't even need, you get LaMarcus 10-10. That's it. Get a little 10-10 from him. Get a little, maybe a 10-6, 2 from Griffin. That's it. That's how many. I don't even know how many points that is, but that's like a lot. You know what I mean? Like literally, I feel like they can score. They'll be able to, like, as the playoffs kind of hit and they start kicking it off. I feel like they're just gonna blow everyone off, like historically, like literally. So my question is, can a historically crazy good offense offset a very bad defense and win championships? I pass it to you, Seabass. What do you think?
Historically, great offense offset having a average defense.
Yeah. So in this case, like right now, like what's going right now, they're having a historic, offensive season. Where like
Middle of the road or worse playing defense.
Yeah, exactly. So can that offset the defense and win a championship? Contradicting what we're literally just talking about.
I think I think in most sports, yes. And then NBA, or in this case, yeah, I would think that if you're talking average defense, that means that you keep them, I don't know, 85 to 100 type of average. I think that even if you go to higher than that, 85 to 110, if you are talking about a historically good offense, you're scoring over 110. You're scoring 110, 120, 130 pretty often. And if you're doing that, even if the defense has a really bad game, even worse than their average, you might still.
Whoa. I think we might have.
That's all right. Seabass, if you hear us, you froze, buddy. Sorry.
Yeah.
good, though.
Right, Seabass.
You look good though.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks good.
Any of the best.
There you go. You're back.
There you go. You're good. You're back. You're back.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good.
I don't know where I left off. Though,
so you're saying like
yes,
so you're saying like the historically, like if they're scoring like 110, 130 points a game and everything,
an average defense can stop the other team from scoring more. Yeah, I would think.
What about you, Superfan R? What do you think, man?
Okay. Well, if we're just talking about the, I'm just gonna preface this. Back when we were younger in the '90s, I think wasn't it pretty rare if a basketball game even reached like 100 points?
Yeah.
What do y'all? It was
Yeah.
pretty uncommon back then.
I think even in the early 2000s, when you would get to like 105, 106, that was one of the best games of the week type of thing.
Yeah. Seriously.
Exactly. Like, oh my God, like it was 103 to like 99. That was
Yeah.
crazy. Now that's like almost every
It's
day.
average is like 85 to. I don't know if I'm correct, but that's where I would put it now.
Mhm.
Definitely not back in the day. Average was like
Yeah.
70s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, man, the game has evolved to be more higher scoring, and I guess the executives or the higher ups is good for the bottom line of the NBA because it makes it more interesting when it's a high scoring games. Uh, my dad personally, he doesn't watch NBA games because he always states the fact that there's no defense. There's lots of lack of defense. We saw the
Yeah.
whole NCAA tournament
Yeah.
because he loved all the fundamentals and the great defenses that you would see. Uh, like Baylor when they shut down Gonzaga. Like that was some good teamwork there. NBA is superstars and egos and stat fillers who wants to get that double double whatever triple double. Less from the team, more for the personal accolades. Now going for do offenses outshine having a mediocre defense? Currently that's what we're seeing, I guess, is the transition with how the Nets are going to be super stacked offensively with subpar defense. That's just how the game's evolved. If it were up to me, I think we would evolve even further. Let's have the backboards like move like it's that Peter Piper game in the always be playing the other guy and the hoop would go back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, damn, that'd be even awesome.
Or just get rid of the board altogether. Imagine, dude.
Yeah, distractions. Have some more distractions.
No, I mean, and I don't know. I kind of agree, like with your dad. I guess I'll just bring that question as well, like into the
The
room.
pros is mainly the pros versus college. There's less defense in the pros.
Because in the pros, you have the best of the best of the best of the world shooting from everywhere, dunking on everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
You can't visually appreciate and see strategy plays what the coaches are drilling you, like actual moving the ball every single play and the defense. You can't appreciate it as much because some of these guys are ridiculously fast. They can pop and shoot from anywhere. They have the range that's crazy. And you get to that level to where it's kind of hard to win with fundamentals and to win with just doing things right. And in college, you can definitely appreciate it better. That's something I've always agreed to. I agree with your dad 100% there.
I think I agree too, and Pop always kind of tries to bring it back, with the Spurs and stuff like that. They have like a team game where, everyone's averaging like double doubles or whatever. I mean, not really, but at least double digits or whatever, stuff like that. And it's true. I don't know. It's just, I guess this is one of those things where the game changed. My question to you guys, is it good for the game? For the future of it. We all know that Stephen Curry, he changed the game. He got rid of centers. I mean, he just did. There's no need for centers in the NBA. I mean, that's just a matter of fact. It's just kind of one of those things where it's just either you shoot all threes, make a move, and try to dunk it or try to get a some a high percentage shot in the paint or pass it along the ball, like a team sport, but or like a team, team ball.
Inside the paint.
Yeah, exactly. But still the three, the 3-3-3, that's just a big thing right now in the NBA. And yeah. So I don't know. Do you think do you think this is good for the game? Do you think this is bad? And just I don't know. How do you think it's gonna affect its future, kind of moving forward? What do you think, Sivas?
Good question, because my initial reaction was, yeah, of course it's gonna make it better. Why? Because you're gonna have the best players and the best teams kind of going away from the tradition. You're kind of relying on stars. And stars are going to be personalities. They're going to be in social media. They're going to get you pretty much butts and seats in every game, and they're going to get you following. And that's kind of what they want. And how is that bad when they're just getting money? But then the way I was seeing it more is if you're talking about losing the way the game is and getting to that place where it's just about scoring as much, and it's not really that dependent or relying on good strategy, you're gonna pretty much get the college level down to that at some point, because anyone that's trying to be in the NBA is gonna try and play that style. And the more you kind of deteriorate and lose that type of fundamental game where you're talking defense, strategy, passing the ball, not really relying on threes, you're gonna get players that you're kind of opening it up to a lot more players that are not 6 feet and above to shine. You're adding a lot more opportunity in the NBA, and maybe that could be better for the NBA. You kind of have to offset it. So I think right now in the short run, yes, it's better for the NBA. It's going to benefit the game. It's going to benefit the following, especially since they're kind of going down the NFL, or the gap is getting a little bigger. But in the long run, maybe it will hurt them. We'll see. I do think that the 3 game is going to get more of a variety of players from all over the world that could be in the NBA, opposed to how it used to be, where you had I don't know how many 7-footers in the game, and everybody was pretty much 6'5" and above. You're kind of going away from that, and now you're having thousands, millions of better players that you can get in there. Stephen Curry, like you said, changed the game. So I think it probably will be a good thing in the long run, but can you see it both ways? Yeah.
Super fan. Art.
Yeah, how's it going? No, I agree with most of what Seabass said. Is the game just pretty much been changed with the, have being in more favor of like high scoring games. Hence why 3-pointers are now more of a better commodity than these
But
6'8" and above guys.
but do you
below
think
the
it?
rim.
But do you think it's good for the game? Do you think it's bad?
Currently, it's good for the game. Hard to admit it, but it is, because obviously people love to watch offenses. They want the kids nowadays. They're not going to be like cheering on somebody for like a block as much as like and one from the 3-point line.
Yeah. Yeah, true that. That's true.
It's just to keep people's interest better, have these higher scoring affairs.
Yeah.
You can see that in the NFL too, really. That's all
Yeah.
the point.
Yeah,
Exactly.
well.
They're trying to protect the quarterback a lot more. I mean,
Because the points is not the running backs.
yeah, or the receivers of it. I mean, and they make like crazy catches or whatever. I mean, that's besides. I mean, we can go into depth with that as well. I mean, I don't know. I feel like one of those. It like. I personally don't like it. Honestly, I just don't. I kind of like the whole like battle or whatever, where
You
you
like the
know.
action in the paint.
Yeah, where like you have to angle, there's certain angles, certain body angles you have to do, like I mean fundamental stuff, right? But that's like I don't know. I guess I saw a lot of the whole Michael Jordan, the whole era. That I mean it was crazy, dude. Like
Back.
Shaq. I mean I don't know. I feel like there's crazy skill, obviously, shooting threes and having handles and everything like that. Um, but everyone's good in the NBA. Like everyone's supposed to shoot, like because they're professional NBA players. I mean, not all of them, right? Like in a different, everyone has their own specialty and stuff like that. But they're professional players. You're so kind of supposed to shoot. Whereas I like sometimes it's just like the heart thing, not the heart thing, where like it's just like, well, I don't know, it's not all like there where like the money now is such a huge factor for players that it's just like I'm like, oh, I don't know, if I don't get paid, I need to get paid, or I just want to win a championship, and that's fine. I don't know. I guess like to each their own, right? But I just think that like at some point you're just kind of like, okay, well, um, I don't think the game's ever really gonna go back and change back into the paint, back to the fundamentals or anything like that. But maybe if they make the 3-point line, further away, I can see them do that. Maybe a couple feet. I don't know about a couple feet, but like maybe like half a foot or a foot or something.
I can see more than that. Maybe the a 4-pointer or something being invented.
I don't know. I feel like a 4-pointer would be very like kind of like.
Which is what an extremely long 3-pointer really is.
Well, yeah, but it's like I don't
You gotta get 4
know.
Do I
points
guard that
on
guy? Do I not
3
guard
and
him?
1.
It's like meter like it's like it's like scoring like a badass goal. Oh, metió golazo. Oh, is it 2 goals? No, eso no, Calm down. Like,
But
it's a badass goal, but it's just one.
some of those historic goals are worth 2 days. Like,
yeah, no.
Roberto Carlos shot like when
That was worth.
If he gave him 2 points, I would have been like, yeah, of course. Why
No,
not?
bro, that was worth like W. Like, yeah, the refs stopped the game. They're like, no, this is over, dude. This is over. Like, I'm sorry, but I can't let this continue. It's just this is too much. Oh man.
He just wanted to go on tangent with that whole like offense puts butts in the seats. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think baseball was going through a crisis like that because like the home runs, like each season, there's like more and more home runs. I
Yeah.
don't know if they did something to like the texture of like baseballs to make home runs a little bit more easier because obviously baseball games are more exciting with home runs. So that's just another thing where offense really is good for like the bottom line of these sports organizations.
Yeah,
Sad
and
to say,
yeah, and it's
defense
just
doesn't get its recognition.
yeah, and it's just one of those like you're saying like it's just and when you see it even in fantasy, who do you have? What players is it that you remember? And specifically fantasy football, the offensive players, right? I mean, yeah, you can do or defense and stuff like that if you want to get technical and you do those type of leagues. But most leagues it's just like the defense, that's it, and then the individual like offensive players. So, stuff like that where I don't know, I guess we have turned into an offensive heavy society, if you will, for sports. But I might sound like elitist or old or get out of my yard, these are my apples or whatever, but I don't know, man. Like sometimes like in sports you get hit, and sometimes you get punched on the side and it's just, like sometimes it can get a little dirty. And like I don't know, like I feel like I guess it's like, not really relevant anymore as long as you're skillful or whatever. But I don't know, I just kind of miss it. I miss the defense. Defense. You don't have an offense. Chaffle. It's defense. I don't know, dude. Whatever. All right, guys, we're gonna go
Yeah,
ahead.
so I think they're probably calling more fouls, so defenses have to back off because of the extra fouls.
I'm gonna throw one last tangent in there just because it already kind of reminded me of something. Changing sports. And I'm not an expert. I kind of wish that we had Adrian and Coach Tosco here, but in boxing, it's said and it's kind of obvious. Mayweather is the best ever, or the best in history. And I think it might be because he had the best defense in history. Everyone critiques him for dancing and bobbing and weaving and being hard to hit. That is defense, and he is known as the greatest ever. So maybe that's another example of how defense does win championships or belts in this case.
Yeah, and it's just one of those where I think and the same I think the same thing. Like I personally don't like Mayweather. I just don't. There's some people I just don't like. I don't know. No me cae bien.
You did say you were a hater earlier.
Yeah, I'm a hater. I mean, sometimes I just am. Like, there's certain things there's certain people I just am a hater towards, and him. I'm not really a hater, honestly. I just don't like the way he is. Like, kind of,
Sipping that haterade.
Got boxes
I
that
hate,
Don't support it.
I mean,
I hate
he's
all
a
of
good
y'all.
boxer, Seabass. He's a good boxer. He is probably one of the best right now.
No,
But he's not
and he
a
is.
goat.
And no,
because he
and he
doesn't
is,
have
and
that record.
I don't know, F man, what do you talk to me about that? What do you think? I know you're gonna start doing our boxing stuff. What are your specific thoughts on like just Mayweather himself? I mean, where Seabass you're talking about like defense with championships. Mayweather, you could say that he has the best defense.
Yeah. I think he definitely treats every match like a marathon and not a race. Truly and truly, he's got the energy to move his feet and dodge and duck and all that stuff. To last all the rounds. I mean, I would call that stamina. I would call that wanting to have that stamina and coming into that match with that stamina. That's what it kind of means to be a goat. To be over prepared
Yeah.
before you even walk in and face the opponent. So, yeah, he definitely has a lot of training under his belt, and prolonging the match. I see him like drawing Manny Pacquiao's punch, drawing all these people's punches, and him sliding one or two every now and then, like one or two between every like 15 seconds or 20 seconds. I'm like, damn, he should be going faster, but he's shit. This is his fucking belt that he's dealing with. So
Yeah.
might as well take it meticulously.
Yeah. So, it's just one of those. I guess like with the defense, a good defense is the best offense for me. That's what I think. But I don't know. We're as
You get it backwards. Best offense is a good defense.
No, I think the best
Okay.
the best defense. But I don't know. I play. I guess like because how the way I play FIFA, play FIFA like not that good. No, but just kind of
StarCraft.
So good.
StarCraft. Let's do it right now, dude. Right now, you and me 1-on-1. No, I don't know. I'm a big defense guy. Y'all can be offense. I mean, not y'all can be offense, but like I know what y'all mean, but still, I don't. Let's just say that if that's what I'm saying, like the Nuggets Nets thing, take it all the way to Game 7, because I think like that's when like it's really gonna matter, But I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen, but we'll see. All right, guys. So we're actually gonna move real quick into our last segment for the night before we finish off. It's gonna be our rapid fire. Yes, we all know what time it is. And today we actually have two contestants. We have Mr. Seabass and Mr. Superfan Art.
Oh, he's gonna win already.
All right.
We don't know about that. We'll see.
So my best offense is forfeiting.
All right, guys.
And my best special teams too.
So
you can't lose if you don't play.
So real quick, guys, I just wanna give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors. It's from Mezzo Forte Sportz. So Studio 13th Day is our sponsor, main sponsor for all the sound, media, graphics, and designs. So I just want to give a quick shout out to our graphic design graphic artist Ariel. He's the best ever. Just go get his stuff. So we're actually gonna have our website, thestudio13thday.com/Mezzo Forte Sportz. We'll put it up. And we're gonna start selling some shirts, a hoodie, a hat, and everything like that. We'll announce it for we'll probably put it on a couple weeks, but it's gonna be exciting. You guys are gonna love it. Just check us out. And let's go ahead and get started with some rapid fire. Boom. All right, guys. So what we're going to go ahead and do today, we're going to start with some rapid fire. We have some new questions for today. So we do, our two contestants for the day are Mr. Superfan Art and Mr. Seabass. Congrats, guys. All right, let me go ahead and put you guys up in here. I don't have so I don't actually have, let me see if I can find you guys over here. Find a little.
So Evan, you're a timekeeper?
Yeah, I was going to be a timekeeper, and then I'll make a little,
That's correct. You'll be looking at my screen for the time.
let's see. Let's see. We're gonna do for Mr. Super Fan Art.
Downplay. I'm getting that ready.
And
My pass is ready.
see. You're getting that ready. Alright. Alright, guys. We're gonna go ahead and just do some rapid fire. So we got Mr. Super Fan Art on, I guess, the top box. And we got the bottom box with Mr. Seabass. So Sebastian's trying to get his second win of rapid fire, and Mr. Superfan Art has been, I don't think he's won anything yet, so he's trying to get his first win. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's go.
Gotta play to win.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Just explaining exactly what our rapid fire means to our audience. Rapid fire, guys, is actually the super fun game that we do play, and it's a multidisciplinary trivia quiz show. So you actually do have 1 minute to answer as many questions as you can. If you can't answer, you simply say pass. You just don't get the points. So in this case, our two contestants for the day are obviously Seabass Superfan Art. So we're gonna go ahead and I don't know. I will go ahead and have Evman, Mr. Crack AV, choose for us. Who's going first, man?
Let's see what Arturo's got.
Mr. Arturo Superfan Art.
I'm ready, buddy.
Nice.
Good entrance music.
Oh man, love this stuff. All right, guys. Some rapid
Crack
fire.
TV, I see your phone, your reflection, and you and the phone of the reflection on the screen. That's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah. They can't see that too, so they don't know what you're talking about.
Sorry, fans, missing out.
There you go.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and start with some rapid fire. So you guys know again what we're doing. We are doing for 1 minute, asking as many questions as possible. We are gonna start with Mr. Superfan Art. So, oh no. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, there we go. All right. So we'll go ahead and start. We're gonna go ahead and do, since it is just two of you guys, we will do we'll do 3 rounds. That is, if we need 3 rounds. It's gonna be the first one to win the first 2, or the first one to get to 2 wins. You guys ready?
Ready, buddy.
All right. So we start with Art. As soon as I finish asking the question, the timer does start. Let me go ahead and hold on. Let me add you, Evan, because we don't actually have the timer on screen. Let me put you real quick. I'm just gonna put your put you right there. Right next to a rapid fire. Yeah. Nice. Perfect. All right. Let's go ahead and start. You ready, Arturo?
Ready, buddy.
All right. So we'll start with some rapid fire. What college did Michael Jordan play for?
North Carolina.
Correct. What is the name of the first NCAA National Basketball Championship?
Like
What was it called? What was it called before?
pass.
Only Chicago Bear to win a Super Bowl as a player, assistant coach, and head coach.
Is it Magditka?
Correct. What state are the Kansas City Chiefs based from? State.
Missouri.
Correct. What is the only MLB team to never make it to the World Series?
Starts with a.
No. I'm gonna guess Milwaukee
Q.
Brewers.
Incorrect. What is the nickname for the playoffs for the Mexican Soccer League?
I don't know. La Bamba.
Incorrect. After winning the Indy 500, what do winners drink to celebrate?
They chug some milk.
Correct.
question.
Correct. Dang.
Ain't no shutout. Ain't no shutout.
No lose.
Mr. Crack KV, how many did you get? How many did you get?
It was 4 right for Mr. Arturo.
Woo! All right, Seabass. You ready? You ready, Seabass?
Give me some North Carolina level questions, please.
All right. Ready and go. Only pro athlete to be named All-Star for both baseball and football.
Deion Sanders.
Incorrect. Before Messi, who was the last Barcelona star wearing number 10?
Pass.
Who is the home team that playing on Soldier Field?
The Bears.
Incorrect. What sports uses the expression game, set, match?
Tennis.
Correct. What is the mascot of the Las Vegas NHL ice hockey team?
Pass.
Bobby Fischer is considered the best in the world in what sport?
College basketball.
Incorrect. Who is the only athlete to play in Super Bowl and a World Series?
I think he won the Super Bowl and the World Series.
Yes.
Jackie Robinson.
Incorrect. In Spain, which two teams play in the Clásico?
Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid.
No. Who did Wayne Rooney scored
His
Last question.
his first Premier goal against? No, incorrect. Come on, Seabass.
I didn't hear the rest of that question.
All right. Who did Wayne Rooney score his first Premier League goal against?
Man City.
No, incorrect. Dang. How many you get, F-Man?
I think you only got 1 right, but you counted that Soldier Field one wrong.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant correct. Yeah, because Soldier Fear is the Bears, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought you guys said.
Yeah. I meant to put Gillette Stadium. Oh, in my mind, I said Gillette Stadium. I don't know. My bad. Yeah, you're correct. You're correct. You're correct. It is two. It is two. All right. So we actually have a lot of questions still running around. So I might actually continue on for a little bit. All right. Let's go ahead and start with Arturo. Name me 3 club teams that David Beckham played for.
Pass.
Who drafted Carmelo Anthony?
Denver Nuggets.
Correct. What university did Dwayne Wade lead to the Final Four?
Marquette.
Correct.
Oh my God! I just shot that in the dark.
Name me,
I am not lying.
name me the top 3 ranked FIFA teams.
Pass.
What is the mascot of the Las Vegas NHL ice hockey team?
Golden Knights.
Correct. How many times must you win the World Cup in order to keep it forever?
3 times.
Correct.
Come on.
The most recent World Cup finals that was decided by penalties was between which 2 countries?
Last question.
Can you repeat the question then?
The most recent World Cup final was decided by penalties. Was between which 2 countries?
Germany and Portugal.
Incorrect.
Whatever.
Hit on you get. How many you get? Talk to me.
Arturo got 4 right.
Dang. All right.
Four.
All right. We're gonna continue on. We're gonna
Just
see.
4.
We're gonna see what happens. Seabass, you ready, Seabass?
Do it.
All right, Seabass. See if we can get you back in Liga MX. Name me the top 3 teams with the most championships.
Chivas, America, Cruz Azul.
Oh, correct. What is Mexico's Puebla FC nickname for the team?
Puebla FC nickname.
Yeah, the nickname. ¿Cómo se llaman?
Yes.
What is the only sport in the U.S. that has no clock? Incorrect. Diego Maradona's hand of golf game was against which country?
Brazil.
Incorrect. In a 3-4 defense formation, what is the center position on the line?
Nose tackle.
Correct. What is the Madden curse?
You come out in the man cover, and the next year you have an off year, whether it's injury or you just suck.
Who is the current active player with the highest assist in the NBA?
Last question.
Highest assist in the NBA, current active player. Think about him.
Active player.
Well, I mean, yeah,
He's playing right now.
that he's playing right now. Yeah, like the current player that has the highest assist, that's the highest on the line. What is this? No.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul got him. How many did he get, Evan?
Right up there.
You got
4. All right, don't call it a comeback. All right, Arturo,
Making it a game.
you ready?
Bring it.
Hold on, where is he?
By the way, that was one you didn't say correct to. I think I get.
Yeah, what was about the golf? Golf?
Yeah.
No
Golf
time.
don't have a clock.
Huh, fine, I'll give him. I didn't think about golf. Whatever.
I'm
I hate.
hurting myself just to get the facts straight.
All right, so that's 5. Okay, good.
Make it 5.
I hate you. I hate y'all because I was.
Like,
it's actually-
you
it-
thought about it, like maybe I
it's
missed the play clock, but no.
It's actually the answer was actually baseball, but yeah. And
Golf,
then
baseball, bowling,
yeah, so okay.
horse racing. Get it together, man.
All right, Arturo.
Bring it.
Wait, so who's what? Am I up by 1 or I'm crazy?
Huh?
You're down by 1, sir.
Down by 1.
Or down by 1. All right. What does the CONMEBOL organization do?
I don't know. Feed the children.
Incorrect. What does the 12 man refer to?
That refers to whatever sports organization's fan base because they're cheering pretty much rallies the team. So
All right.
they're the extra person in the team.
Correct. Currently holds record for the most missed 3-point field goals.
Missed 3-point field goals. Is this person currently still playing?
Yes, currently.
Cool.
NBA.
Yeah. Shoot. I don't want to guess because maybe it seem foolish.
All right,
Go ahead,
next. Who are the only UT Longhorn Heisman Trophy winners?
Ricky Williams and Earl Campbell.
Correct. What is the penalty for clipping in football?
Last
This is my
question.
last question. Clipping, 20-yard penalty?
Incorrect. Actually, 15-yard penalty. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Answer that then.
That was actually nice.
Whatever.
All right. How many you get? How many you get?
That's my wish
That
round.
was only 2 right for Mr. Superfan Art.
So I'm by 3.
All
I
right.
didn't know what to guess the
Down by
basketball
3,
player.
Seabass.
All right. You ready, Seabass? You ready?
Am I not just intimidated?
Oh, no. There you go, Seabass, right there.
You ready?
You see my reflection.
Super dumb, dude. What is the club with the most championship league titles?
What league are we talking about?
Championship league titles.
Oh, pass.
Who was the first wildcard team to win the Super Bowl?
Giants.
Incorrect. Only QB to beat 98 Bears.
Kurt Warner.
Incorrect. The area designed between the right and left tackle on the offensive line is called.
Tackleback. Taco box.
Correct. The football position receives the Jim Thorpe Award. Which one?
College linebacker.
Incorrect. The World Cup was canceled only twice in 42 and 46. Why?
The worst.
What is Chad Ochocinco's jersey number?
85. Oh, I get what you're at.
Who is the highest governing body in basketball?
Last
Last
question.
question.
FIBA.
Correct. Dang. All right.
Oh, that's more than three.
All right. Talk to me.
Already.
Yeah, Arturo's kind of pissed that you let that last one slide, but
No, it's all right. We all knew what was gonna happen.
No. All right. That was that two? Was that the third one? So he needed the three?
he got 4 right.
Oh, he got four
Yeah.
right. All right.
So he got the 3 plus 1, making him in the lead.
All
I
right.
agree.
I'm gonna put him on. I'm gonna keep him on 3. So we're gonna do a final round. Super rapid fire. Like so everyone
Super rapid fire.
like until like
Answer or is one at a time?
no, it's you have to answer. You have to answer. Once I say correct, and then you get what? We'll go to what? We'll go to 4 questions. Whoever gets the first 4 questions right wins.
Okay. So just blurt out the answer.
Just blurt out the answer, right?
But,
All right.
Arturo has to go after me though.
Okay,
All right. Ready, set, and what is the oldest active player that graced the Madden cover? Oldest active player currently playing right now that graced the Madden cover.
Tom Brady?
Talking about like the year cover or the celebration?
Year cover.
Is it Tom Brady? Because that's
I
what
said Tom
Arturo
Brady.
said.
No. Like the year cover, like the oldest cover. Oh, okay. No. Yeah. Next. I'll just say next one.
Fitzgerald.
What?
Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitzgerald, correct. Bobby Fischer is considered the best in the world in what sport? Correct.
I was gonna say that. Hopefully about
I got
that.
it wrong earlier.
Before Messi, who was the last Barcelona star wearing number 10? Correct.
He was number 9.
Dang. Muhammad Ali won his first heavyweight title when he knocked down.
Frazier.
Incorrect.
Holyfield.
Incorrect. Which company physically makes the Lombardi Trophy?
Not Hasbro.
Oh wait. K Juniors.
No.
It's James Avery.
Every kiss begins with nah. No.
I said
No. Okay. Let's see. The most recent World Cup final that was decided by penalties was between which 2 countries?
I know it was France. No.
Germany, Netherlands.
Italy, France wasn't.
No, but surely no.
And then penalties on World Cup.
Think
Spain,
more
Germany?
south.
No.
Shoot. More south.
No, don't look at me. Actually,
I remember seeing this final. It was bad.
Is it World
I
Cup?
mean, it wasn't, but it was a World Cup final. Yeah, World Cup final. I mean, there wasn't a lot. There hasn't been a lot of World Cup finals.
come on, Seabass, you're 1 away from winning.
Argentina, Germany.
I don't
No.
know why I thought it was France.
Any
is
South
it-
American
does-
teams in there?
It wasn't Spain. No. Oh, it was Spain.
No.
No.
Let's see. What team? No. Let's see. Sorry, I'm like over here trying to. What are the 2 bird mascots in the NBA?
The Hawks, Pelicans.
Seconds.
Oh God, Arturo got him.
Who got him first?
Yeah, I get you.
Seabass more land based. Jaguar.
What is Bill Parcells' nickname?
The
The bulldozer.
The what?
big tuna.
Yes.
Parcells.
Dang. How many countries have won the World Cup? Numbers. Go, 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 go. Just a number. Give me a number.
9,
No, 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 no.
22,
It's super easy. No,
7, 6,
no.
17,
No. All right, got
15.
8.
8 is correct.
Oh, you
Seabass.
right there.
I can name them.
Yeah. See, if you
So-
can name them, I'll consider.
All right, name
without
them.
any-
All right, name them. Name me. Yeah, there we go.
Name him to get the official win on the record.
I don't even know them. I might have to.
I'm gonna have to get fact checked, but I know it's Uruguay, I know it's Brazil, I know it's Germany, I know it's France, I know it's Spain, I know it's Italy, I know it's
Birthplace.
I already said Brazil. I started with Brazil, but I'll say Brazil. And England,
England
but I'm missing
Hello.
and the
One.
UK. No.
I don't even know who it would be. Hold on.
We don't have a fact check on these answers.
Wait. Okay.
Got more than I would get.
no one in South America. No one.
Wait, what you saying? Go back. So you said Uruguay?
Uruguay, Brasil, Italia, Francia, España, Inglaterra.
Alemania.
What?
Germany.
Germany,
Oh, I know which one you're missing.
Argentina, probably.
Huh?
Argentina.
Argentina. Dang. Got him. He got him. All right, guys. So we have our. So we do have our winner of the night, which is Mr. Seabass. Seabass.
That's some bull.
Seabass. So today you are our rapid fire winner. So you do get 2 minutes of anything you want to talk about, sports or otherwise. You talk about whatever you want. It is your time, your platform. Just be nice. Don't be mean or anything like that. Or maybe you can be nice or be mean, but just don't be like bad. All right, Seabass, it's your turn. Thank you for watching us for some rapid fire tonight. Let's go ahead and listen to our champion, Sebastian. Seabass, go for it.
It's time of that champion. Well, I did have a little bit of chance to talk about the Jaguars earlier, so I'm not going to spend my 2 minutes here talking about that, and I'm probably not going to cover 2 minutes, but
Oh, thank God.
I'm definitely going to say Gonzaga. I'm sorry. We all kind of expected you to win. Tough loss, especially in that way. But more than college basketball, kind of want to talk about what's going on right now. Not in depth, but a lot of companies out there making strong statements. We're looking at what's going on with MLB in Georgia, a lot of different changes, a lot of different movements. We're seeing the end of COVID almost with a lot of vaccines available. Obviously not the end because we're talking about the planet and
Texas
it's
Rangers.
going to be a while to get there. But what I'm trying to say is we're seeing a lot of positive movements that I like, I appreciate in a personal way. If you don't, it's cool. I don't mind. But pretty much to anyone here that wants to keep watching us, keep listening to us, I will say thank you very much for giving us your time. It's just a bunch of friends here talking about sports and giving our opinions, but we're all kind of happy to pretty much get out of this virtual world, get back out there, see some positivity out there. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and search for it. Don't just look at the news; they'll scare you. They'll show you bad stuff. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'm gonna stop talking. Good night, everybody.
It's pushing the 2 minute limit.
Honestly, at times in my head maybe close on.
All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping it up real quick. Go ahead, Mr. Craig AV.
Loop it. Loop it until I stop talking.
Here we go. Damn. Yo. So that's it for this week's episode. Oh, my bad.
What number is it?
I will tell you what number it is soon.
That's usually what
Go for it. My bad. All right, yo. That's it for this week's episode. Hope y'all can chill with us next time. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us, like us, subscribe on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. Check our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher coming soon. And our website, the studio13th.com/Mezzo Forte Sportz. Music provided by Studio 13th Day. This is Danny BMD signing off, saying laters to all, bringing home super fan art. Woo!
Thank you, Dan. Listen to today is as QB Aaron Rodgers prepares to host Jeopardy. We ask for $300. Which NFL teams are going to draft a screw-up QB? We'll find out soon. Remember, sports are great, but we know that without you, the fans. This is episode number 20. Ginobili! Listen to Mezzo Forte Sportz.
Woo!
Yeah.
I love y'all.
It's not gonna remember recording the one.
We're still live.